$351 billion and the announcements they just made. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, today has been a pretty busy day as we just got some new announcements and reports hot off the wire that I want to bring to your attention because the situation that we've been seeing playing out here over the last year or so is a lot worse than what they've been telling us, and the new information just hit the wire on that, as well as some other announcements out of the administration and some other details just released today. So let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this new information hitting the wire. I'm doing all the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on right now as things are changing rapidly, and most importantly, how all this new information and all these changes are going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and ultimately anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low income or fixed income beneficiary. So again, thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe down below, as I'll be here for you right by your side every day. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that is my promise to you and everybody right here in this community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it right away and talk about the new information that just hit the wire and why this is so incredibly important. All right, so there's actually a few different things that I want to buzz through in this video, so I want to make it relatively quick. I want to be respectful of your time, so I'm going to buzz through these relatively fast here. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on each one. However, I do want to bring a variety of different things to your attention. So, number one is the administration is going to be calling on Congress for another $10 billion of COVID funding between now and the end of the year. But why? I thought it was all over with. Well, not so fast, because we have these new COVID variants that are now spreading around the country right now, and the administration is now calling on Congress for another $10 billion just between now and the end of the year. Will Congress deliver? Well, we'll see about that, right? I'm not really sure about that one, but I guess we will wait and see. Now next, another report was also released just today showing 75% of the population. It's a lot of people. 3 out of every 4 people walking around this country right now say that the economy in the United States is going the wrong direction. So it's a lot of people that are not feeling all that optimistic on the economy right now. And there's a lot of people that are very concerned out there with everything going on, especially a lot of these big corporations out there that are laying off thousands and thousands and thousands of people. In fact, this week alone, I just read about this. Apparently, Amazon is laying off 10,000 people this week. It's crazy. That's just Amazon, remember? So there's a lot of other big companies out there doing a variety of the same things. Next, I quickly want to talk about another new report that was just released today as well. Now, this one is very key, and I want to bring it to your attention and talk you through the details about this, because the situation that we've been seeing play out here over the last year or so, and we've been hearing all these officials coming out saying, oh, the consumer is so strong. By the way, when I say consumer, I mean like us, the people, right? They continue to come out and say, the consumer is so strong, they're sitting on all this cash, they got $1 trillion in cash. I'm not really sure who has $1 trillion, but we don't, right? I mean, if we had $1 trillion, we seriously wouldn't be sitting right here right now, right? We'd all be having this conversation on some deserted island together. You know what I mean? It'd be a pretty fun time, I can tell you that much. But we don't have $1 trillion. But my point is, they've been saying this for a very long time now. The consumer is strong. They're sitting on tons and tons of cash. They have all this savings to lean back on. Spending is strong. All kinds of stuff like this, right? We've been hearing it for a very long time. And many of us here in the community have been continuously saying, where's the money? If all these people are so strong and the consumer is so great, who has all the money? Because we don't have it, right? Well, where is it? We're looking for it, right? Well, here's the thing. A new report was just released today, and all of a sudden, this $1 trillion that they thought we had, it's gone. It's not there. Wait, what happened to it? Yeah, it was never there in the first place, but that they thought it was. Let me tell you about the details on this. So a new report that was just released today by the Fed showed that in the third quarter of 2022, as in July, August, and September, that's the third quarter. So just in those 3 months alone, the consumers, as in us, we the people, we added an additional $351 billion of debt. It's crazy, right? So during that same period of time, consumers added another $1 trillion of mortgages. Not total. That's what consumers added in that 3-month period of time. Another $1 trillion of mortgage debt just in that 3 months. I mean, this is like unbelievable numbers that we're looking at right now. So in total, in this country alone, across all the people, there's $11.7 trillion in mortgage debt. That's just mortgages. Not to mention, in that same 3-month period of time, credit card debt. Sorry, I was trying to remember what I was supposed to say there. Credit card debt increased to $930 billion, so a little bit shy of $1 trillion in credit card debt. Again, this is huge, huge numbers that we're talking about. During this same period of time, consumer debt in this country ballooned to $16.5 trillion collectively. So across all the American people together have $16.5 trillion, which, by the way, on a year-over-year basis, that is up 8%. So consumer debt is 8% higher right now than what it was a year ago. Is that alarming? That's very, very alarming. Now, let me show you this much as well. The report went on to show that this is the most consumer debt that we have added in any given quarter since 2007. Let me ask you this much. What happened in 2007 and 2008, 2009? Well, pretty much everything topped out in 2007, as in the housing market was in a huge hyperbolic bubble, right? It popped, and then what happened? We all went into this huge, great financial crash, which is what people call it. The big crash of 2008 and 2009, the housing market collapsed. A ton of people lost their homes to foreclosure. The stock market collapsed a ton. A lot of people were laid off, and we went into a really, really deep, dark recession at that time. Remember that? Everything topped out in 2007. It fell off a cliff in 2008 and bottomed out in early 2009. That is what happened during that time. Do you see any resemblance to what we're talking about right now to what happened back in 2007, 2008, 2009? Yeah, right? It is the same old picture playing itself out yet again. So this is very alarming. So here's the fact of the matter. As I talked about earlier, all these officials that have been coming out for a very long time now have thought that the consumer are sitting on so much cash. This report that we just got right here is showing consumers have nothing. Consumers have no cash at all. If consumers had so much cash, then why did we increase our debt by $351 billion in one quarter? That is, what is that? $117 billion a month is how much debt we added in this country. Just in those 3 months. That is craziness. I mean, I don't know what about you, but that is a ton of money to be in debt. That's not just money being spent. That is debt that's being added up in this country. So again, what these reports are now showing is that the consumer literally has nothing. The consumer has no money to fall back on, and people are opening up credit cards, taking out mortgages, floating balances on credit cards, all kinds of things like this. And these are the biggest numbers that we've seen. And the $16.5 trillion of consumer debt is obviously the highest number we've ever seen in the history of this country. It's a ton of debt that we have across this country. So it's not a good situation, okay? So anyway, I thought this was a very, very interesting report. We got to read between the lines with everything going on right now, because this came out to be a little bit alarming with everybody who thought all the consumers have all this money, and all of a sudden we get this report that shows, wait, I guess they don't have any money. What are we doing here, right? Well, yeah, good question, Congress. What are you doing, Congress? I think they should respond to that question, right? Or maybe we should respond for them. Should we all say it together? It starts with an N. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing is the answer. Okay, we all know that. But anyway, didn't have to say it. So anyway, as it comes down to it, these are some of the reports that are coming out right now. And again, this is very concerning for a lot of things that are going on right now. So with all this adding up, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here going forward over the coming days, the coming weeks, and the next couple months here as the new Congress is put in place. We wrap up 2022 and all the details about this. Congress has a lot of work ahead of them, and the administration alone also has a lot of work ahead of them. So of course, I'll keep you posted on that. One more quick side note. I know this doesn't apply to a lot of people here in this community, but I want to say it anyway just because we got some new information on this today. The administration is thinking about pushing out the student loan moratorium, the federal student loan moratorium, yet again. Do you remember that? What was it? Maybe 2 or 3 months ago? The president came out and said it's going to be extended until December 31st, and that's the last extension. We're not extending it again. Get ready, everybody. You're going to have to start paying your student loans back. Well, guess what? They're going to extend it again now. How many times have we heard this? I mean, seriously, they've come back so many times and said, this is the last extension. Get ready, everybody. And then they extend it again. So again, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just simply saying it's like this is what they're doing again. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of announcements hitting the wire. Anyway, I'm here for you. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Yes, there are more to talk about, but I'm going to leave it at that for now. I don't want to make this video get too long here. I want to kind of work through these things one at a time. But yes, a lot of interesting updates hit the wire today, and I wanted to bring them to you right here in this video. So again, hope you're having a nice day so far. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, please have a nice day. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later.